But gangster white walls with a TV antenna in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got, ever so thankful for what you got. Now you already know this part, right? You got a diamond in the back, a sunroof top, digging in the sea with my gasoline. Ooh, a diamond in the back, a sunroof top, digging in the sea with my gasoline. Ooh, can you do it one more time? A diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the sea with my gasoline. Ooh, a diamond in the back, a sunroof top, digging the sea with my gasoline. Ooh, though you may not drive, oh, a long stretch Cadillac with gangster white walls and a TV antenna in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. You gotta be thankful for what you got, ever so thankful for what you got. Are you ready? All right. A diamond in the back, a sunroof top, I'm digging the scene with my gasoline. Ooh, a diamond in the back, a sunroof top, digging the scene with my gasoline. Ooh, diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with my gasoline. Ooh, a diamond in the back, a sunroof top, I'm digging the scene with my gasoline. Ooh, I want you to know that I'm winning.
All right.
You want to introduce me to your family?
Sure. All right, so let's go from left to right. This is my wife, Amber.
Yes.
This is my son, JT. Can you say hi? Hi? No?
No, not today.
And then here's my daughter, Harmony. You want to say hi to the camera?
Hello.
Hi. It's my nephew, Zion. Hi. It's my brother, Bryce.
Bryce.
All right.
Who are you?
My sister, Selena, right there.
Hi.
I'm John, a.k.a. JD. That's my dad right there. Pop, pop. That's the family. That's outside.
And you are?
I'm Jamila.
Oh, Silas.
I'm Silas.
Okay. I knew your face looked familiar. It's good to see you again. It's been a long time.
Good to see you as well.
You're not gonna reach him unless you can get excited. And I know one of the things that excites our people is when they learn about themselves. I don't think our young people know enough about themselves, about the power that they yield and can wield. They don't know enough about it. You know? That's how we're gonna bring them in. You know, if they only know that practically everything we touch, we invented, that alone will excite them. But they don't,
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? But we have to be able to share these kind of things.
I think it can happen through, I'm an advocate for the arts,
And a lot of our children are about this Jersey Club movement. They're about poetry and open mics. They're about, poetic justice. And so I think if we can craft gatherings around their having a voice and having a moment, an open mic, we may get them to the room. If we just say, come and learn your Black history and let's vote, they're not coming. Right. Even if you have free chicken. Right. So, and we know every university student needs a free meal other than ramen. But they do listen to poetry. And so if you get the right people, including Roz Baraka, he has no problem, sharing. But getting the right young people sharing. We just did a poetry and praise this past week, and it was phenomenal what these young people have to say about not only the church, but just Black history, because they do have a strong opinion. But we got to get to them now to see if we can advocate for, if we host the event and buy the chicken, have them come and become the performers at the events. That's what will draw the young people, I think.
Amber, you're in your 20s.
So, what do you think we can do to bridge the gap and to learn and understand?
Yeah, no, I definitely think that Saisha said it. I think she said it. I think aiding to what interests younger people will actually bring them there, and then the conversation can be expanded from there. Because even coming in here, you said I want you to come in here because they're talking about the Black family and marriage. I'm married, so I'm like, okay, like I'm interested. And I think when it connects to a younger person and what it could do for our future, or learning about the past, and I think that's important. But the approach is important in terms of getting people in, because I think during this time, like from what I know about Black history, from what you all have lived, it's I don't feel like I'm living the same thing you all have lived, and I think the conversation may have looked a little different back then. You just came together because you had to. It was like a moment where like, and we have to now, but I think it was like a kind of a different feel, and I think coming together was more prevalent then because it was a movement of changing a lot more, and now it's like, how do we learn how to continue that going on? So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it has to be in your way, not our way.
Right.
Our way.
For sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It has to be the way you guys do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested in, not what
Yeah.
But if you guys understand, for instance, what we did, then I think it makes it better. You guys can say, well, you guys did that under those circumstances.
Right.
What?
Right.
What's our excuse now?
Right.
So okay, I know we can do this, this, and this. So it's just a matter of sparking, so you guys can take it and run. That's basically it. And then you know that we're here whenever you need us.
What do you see that might be different about how we are, or how we lived, and what, for instance, with this administration, our government today, what is your feeling about that? And what's happening?
So,
and do you get all of the information that you think you need to have in order to make a decision about that?
So for me, and my mom will tell you this, I think it just depends on what type of someone said something about consumption. Is that you? What you consume? Is that
yes.
Yeah. So even like with this administration, I don't watch the news just to watch it. Like, I just don't do that because I feel like it makes me feel a way I do not want to feel.
But how did you know that if you hadn't been watching it?
Because I've watched it.
Okay.
Right. My parents have it on. I'll hear something, and the thing about this generation, a lot of my friends don't either. Like, it's not something that we just sit and watch. Like, we have social media. Like, we get things from there. So with this administration, I can see what they're doing. I can make a decision based off, honestly, really, like, social media outlets.
But
right?
do you? That's the question. What have you gotten from your social media that tells you how you should, that helps you make a decision about how you feel, how you proceed in your life and your children's life, and how what they are doing affects you and your family, and not only your current family, but your mom and your dad and all of us.
So what have I gotten from
Yes.
my social media?
Right.
You mean like, what do you
What is the information that you have
Mm-hmm.
that will that will allow you to make a decision about who you vote for? Let's just start there.
Okay.
If you think it's important to vote,
Yeah, no, I definitely feel it's important to vote. I definitely feel because people die for us to be able to vote. It's like why take advantage? Like why not take advantage of what we have now? I feel like what have I taken away? I think I want to answer your question, but I'm having a hard time. Like, do you specifically want to know like what things I've taken away from what I see from different candidates, or like what's the question?
in the general manure of what is happening in this country,
Yeah.
how do you feel about let's make it very personal, how do you feel about your ability to continue to raise your family
Oh, okay.
in a way that your
Okay.
children are going to live their best lives?
I think that starts for me, honestly, with my faith. I think that starts with God and the cover of protection that I feel like I have over my life. I'll be honest, because there's a lot of things out here, like a lot. You guys have gone through so much, and you're still here, right? So it's like the cover of protection I believe I have to focus on, all right, how can I pour into my kids? How can I do this? How can me and my husband continue to raise a strong Black family and not be distracted by a lot of outside noise? And that's like, so it's an internal working on value, like what Mr.
Bill Davis.
Mr. Davis was saying, like my worth and my value, because that is what's going to help my kids, is what I pour into myself and what I'm sharing with them, not what I'm hearing from the outside world that's trying to make me live in fear. Like I don't want to live in fear, right? So it's like there's real things going on. Like my mom was telling me about things, and at first I was like, I don't want to hear this, but the thing is, I need to know, but I don't base my life off of these things, because I don't live my life and take my steps in fear, because God has a bigger mission for me than being in fear.
So can I just share with you though, you're not living in fear when you know knowledge is power.
Right.
You're living as a strategist. You
Okay.
have babies.
Yeah.
And the two people that are up for governorship,
Mm-hmm.
one of them wants to segregate the schools.
Okay.
Segregating the schools now means that your child will not get the education
Yeah.
that their counterparts will. That means that they will not be prepared for college. So yes, you're the primary educator, but you're out working. And
Right.
you can't provide the same type of education. So we don't want you to live in fear. We want you to live in knowledge. And there's a difference. You can filter out some of the mess, right? But you got to get the information. And your generation is not interested in it. You're saying exactly what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want any of it because there's so much mess.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even want to take in the information. But as strategists, you have to start thinking about investments now, because your Social Security will not be in place.
Correct.
Underneath, you know what I mean? So
Correct.
when you get to my age,
100%.
you need to figure out now how you can invest in yourself and your children.
100%.
That's strategy.
I think those conversations are important. Me and my husband, we have a business. We have our own business, right? So it's like, and it doesn't have to be, it could be any business. It could be any, whatever, it doesn't matter.
And thank you for being here, answering the
Of
questions
course,
on behalf
of
of the
course. I mean, I'm one person. But I think this
You're
is
representing.
important. Like, yeah, so it's like what things in this time that we have access to, right? Like, so for example, like for schools and the segregation and resources that would not be going to Black children, like for me, if I had to, like, I would homeschool, but that's just different. Not everyone can do that. Not everyone can do that. So I think that's very important. And yeah, no, I definitely agree, especially about strategy for long term. And that's why I was saying, like the fear-based mentality, because it's like, if we are going along with this plan that was built right, okay, not a lot of my generation, we kind of jump from job to job. We don't stay in one place, right? Like we go out, we're starting to branch out and do different things, and it's like, if we don't break that cycle of like the 40-year plan, a lot of people can't even retire by 70. They need to keep working.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But people, our young black people, we're starting
That's
to get that
strategy,
though.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Right.
strategy.
Yeah.
We're starting to get that, and when we think about things that speak to that and where it's going, I
Yeah.
think that'll help us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, man.
One of the things I think,
It's been a long,
all right,
such a long time coming, and I know the change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there, beyond the clouds. It's been a Lord, such a long time coming, and I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Then I go to the movies, and then I go downtown. Somebody keeps telling me, girl, you better not mess around. It's been a Lord, such a long time coming, and I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. And then I go to buy all of my sisters.
all right, now we're here for you.
And I cry, sisters, will you help me, please? Yeah. But then they wind up knocking me back down on my knees.
All right.
But Lord, there were times when I thought that I could not last. I would not last too long. But somehow I know that I'm able to carry on. It's been a Lord, such a long time coming, and I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will.
All right.
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I know everybody's over here eating, but I'm hoping I can intervene for 1 second. Good afternoon. Chat and chew sounds good to me. So ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, my name is Bill Davis. Sandra has asked me to do a short presentation, which I'd like to share some information. Then we can have a community conversation. Does that sound all right?
That sounds right.
And so the topic I'm going to talk about is the Black family. And a little bit of the history and some of the current circumstances that we're dealing with right now. And in that spirit, there's a piece by George Fraser. Do you know who George Fraser is?
Nope.
George Fraser is one of our most distinguished elders. He wrote a book called Success Runs in Our Race. He's done presentations on Black economic circumstances for almost 50 years. Be able to appreciate what the brothers dropped.
At the center of their culture. This only exists. This is an interesting but negative statistic. This phenomenon of the existential crisis of our family only exists among African American black people. It does not exist on the continent or anywhere else in the diaspora. So there must be something in the water. We must fix this. There's a lot easier said than done because it is impacting our wealth. Quick statistic. For 350 years, household median income was dominated by white people. They were number one in this country. They no longer are number one, they're number three, and there's a reason for it. So, who has the highest household median wealth in America? It's East Indians, $104,000 a year. What's the marriage rate in the East Indian culture? 94%. Two are working. Who's number two? Chinese Asians. Household median income, $110,000 a year. Marriage rate close to 70%. Number three are white people. Household median income, $88,000 a year. What's the marriage rate? Almost 50%. Down significantly. Number four are Hispanics. Household median income, $61,000 a year. Marriage rate close to 70%. We are at the bottom. Household median income, $55,000 a year. Marriage rate, 34%. And projected based on facts and statistics that if we do not fix this, because white folks need fixing this, our marriage rate will be in the low teens in the next 20 years. We must, this is an enormous challenge. That's a whole talk by itself on how do we fix it. It can be fixed, but we have to, first of all, understand that this is a problem. No one's talking about this problem. This is a huge problem. It's the number one problem in our culture. So we must fix it. 71% of our sisters.
And so, okay, I'll get your feedback. I'll get your feedback on Georgia's information shortly. But I do want to share some information pertinent to New Jersey. Just out of curiosity, how many of you are familiar with the New Jersey Institute for Social Justice? New Jersey Institute for Social Justice. It is probably the most incredible organization in our community right now. The work that they're doing is phenomenal. And so they put out an infographic every year. And so if you don't have one, I would encourage you to get one. It's on their website. So I'm going to share some New Jersey specific information. Before the pandemic, the wealth gap between blacks and whites in New Jersey was $300,000. Since the pandemic,
turn around.
The white family has $662,000 of wealth. The black family has $19,700 of wealth. It's the largest wealth gap between blacks and whites in the country. So when George is talking about wealth and marriage rate, second stat that we should know. 77% of white people have home ownership. Black home ownership is 41%, which is the most significant way that people accumulate wealth. So your home is usually the largest thing that you're going to invest in. And so if we only have 41% of black people in New Jersey owning homes, then clearly that's a major factor why the wealth gap between us and white folks is so large. New Jersey is the 7th most segregated state in the country. So we go by zip codes, so we know who lives in Newark and Patterson and Plainfield and Trenton and Camden. We're not living in Far Hills. We're not living in Berkeley Heights. A few Negroes might live up in Livingston. When you go up South Orange Avenue, right, or Livingston, Springfield Avenue, the population changes drastically the further up you go, right? And even Essex County, where we are, there's still most segregated counties. We're not living in Cedar Knolls, are we? How many black folks live in Cedar Knolls? Verona, right? We live in Newark, Irvington, right? We're not living in those other towns that are predominantly white, even Essex County, which is the largest percentage of black people in the state. So I want to make sure that we understand some of the dynamics that we're living in right now. right? This is not something that's removed from us. This is what the day-to-day situation we're in right now. All right, 5-1. Black to white. Oh, facing police violence. We get 5 times more negative interaction with police than white people do. And so I guess you already know that the New Jersey has the sad distinction of black men being incarcerated, the disproportionate rate of black men being incarcerated in every state in the country. More black men, the percentage of black men incarcerated in New Jersey versus white people in New Jersey is the highest in the country. And so when Sandra asked me to come, I said, listen, the conversation you got to have is about the black family. It's a profound conversation that we need to pay attention to, and I'm not sure how often we engage in these conversations. So I'm hoping that on an ongoing basis, these kind of conversations could take place. I have 2 questions. Is anybody part of the black social workers in here? Have any members of the New Jersey Black Social Workers Organization?
Not now.
Do we have anybody that's involved in the Black Psychologists Organization? And so I'm hoping that I can plant this idea with Sandra and all of you, that for ongoing conversations, we should invite someone who's connected to those 2 organizations to talk about some strategies that we can use for how to heal our community. Because to me, that's what the conversation has to focus on. We have to focus on healing, right? We have, as George said in his presentation, and I don't have the stats here for New Jersey, but the black marriage rate in New Jersey is just as bad as the stats that George gave. And so we are disproportionately not married. Our children are disproportionately in diapers. I'm working on a project with youngsters that are in special education. The majority of men, black and Latin men, are incarcerated or in special education. If Raheem can't read, Raheem will cause some chaos in the community. And so it's up to us to figure out how we can give some brighter futures to some of the children that are in our community and the needs that they have. How can we make sure that they have some skills, some ability to be able to support themselves somehow economically, that they won't be causing chaos in the community and end up incarcerated? There is a stat. Black women are the most educated cohort in the country. We look at the black women's college attendance rate, the highest rate in the country. The black male college attendance rate is one of the lowest in the country. And so I know we have some Christians in the room, so we use that term evenly yoked. Where's my pastor? Said you pray for us. So we use that Christian term evenly yoked. Black women have a very small pool of black men to choose from. We want to use that term of evenly yoked. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
And so there's a book, I'm trying to remember the author's name now, called Is Marriage for White People? And so he was interviewing black people all over the country, talking about the issue of marriage and family, and raised this issue about how many black women that are college educated, that have all kinds of resources, but choose not to be married because they cannot find a suitable black male to marry. How many black women have college educations, degrees, resources, and all those kind of things, and then unfortunately don't have any children in there to pass their wealth and resources on to?
That's me.
Ask it to me.
Sandra, I'm here to bear witness. I am here to bear witness. And so it is a serious challenge that we face. But I don't know how often, I'm just ask by show of hands, how often have you had this conversation? And not just between you and your friends, but in a group setting.
May I ask you a question, or you have questions at the end?
Since I can see the Spirit's touching you to ask this question right now.
Do you think in today's climate that any changes will be forthcoming?
Yes.
You think?
The question was, do I think that any changes are forthcoming on the horizon? Which is one of the reasons I was saying to ask me, I was absolutely excited about the idea of coming. Because I grew up in Plainfield. I was born in North, raised in Plainfield. When I went to school in Plainfield, there used to be a program, it ultimately became called the New Horizons program. I don't know if anybody here is from Plainfield. And it was a community-led program. It wasn't anything that was sponsored by the government, anything like that, but it was just people coming together and providing resources for youngsters that wanted to go to college. Neither of my parents graduated from high school. Do I have any EOF alumni in the room?
What's EOF?
EOF is the education.
I am too.
It's for poor Negroes whose parents were not educated like the rest of us who raised our hand, right? That's how I went to college.
I did here.
HEOP is what they call it in New York. And so, sadly, with the jackasses in the White House right now, the education department is being underfunded, trying to be dismantled, right? Medicaid is, they waited, the devious fools that are connected to Trump wait till after the election next year to fully cut Medicaid, right? So there's some issues on the horizon, which I hope we have some Marcus Garvey fans in the room.
I told you, I'm not going anywhere.
Marcus Garvey said, when all else fails to organize our people, conditions will. And so in answer to your question, the conditions don't require us to do some things.
Yes.
Right? So there was this young brother that just got lynched in Virginia.
From the college?
Right. And so in 1919, they called it the Red Summer because so many black people got lynched. Brothers who came back from World War I in their uniforms were being lynched.
Yeah, wow.
Right? So I want us to be clear, we have faced challenges worse than this. We've always overcome these challenges. And we thought that the things we accomplished with the Voting Rights Act, Fair Housing Act, and those kind of things, that those things are going to sustain us. But clearly, with the fools that are in there now, they want to take us back damn near to the plantation.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So we're going back to the Jim Crow era. We call it Jim Crow, in South Africa call it apartheid. So we need to be clear that yes, these kind of conversations you can have on a regular basis. For those of you that live here in Maplewood and South Orange, one of my jobs was to go to school and train school staff. When I went to South Orange or Maplewood Middle School, there was a white guy that was showing me around the building. Walking on the ground floor, the classes are predominantly white but integrated. We go to the downstairs floor. It's damn near all black children in special education. And so he was almost uncomfortable to take me down there because the disparity was, Ray Charles could see it. Like, come on, right? And so, are we prepared to do what's necessary to make sure our children get the education that they need? Are we going to do a College Horizons program, right? To help youngsters whose families may not be prepared, give them the assistance that they need to be able to go to college, to bring in guest speakers, to talk to them about financial aid and admissions applications, all those kind of things. We have the capacity to do that ourselves. Just with the talent in this room, we could set up some kind of program. We could be mentoring youngsters once a month. It's up to us. We don't have to depend, we don't have to ask nobody nothing. We just ask ourselves. Yes.
Well, I used to substitute in the South Orange Maplewood school system, and they were very uncomfortable with the tiers, you know. But my daughter went there as well,
Right.
and I had two minds with this. Okay.
Okay.
When I substituted for certain tiers,
Right.
certain students were disruptive, and the other kids couldn't learn.
Right.
So that's why they put them in the special class. But when the other classes were where the kids wanted to learn, then it was you could teach them.
Right.
So if they're disruptive, then you have to take them out and put them where they can't stop the other students from learning. But I also realize that if they're disruptive, that means they don't have the tools that they need.
Correct.
And that's where we can come in and teach them, because maybe their parents aren't equipped with the tools, or maybe their situation at home doesn't warrant them to be, you know, read to, or, you know, given the support they need when they're younger in order to accelerate in some of these classes. So you really can't mix the classes because they're pulling the other students down. But you can give them what they need so that they can elevate to the next level.
Correct. That's absolutely true. So we do have to make sure that the needs that the students have are being met, because all of us want attention. We get attention either positively or negatively. So for the youngster that's acting out, he's acting out to get attention. And so how do we make sure that the need that this child had is being met? And the better we can meet that need, the easier it is. And so The program that I was working in was called Positive Behavior Supports in Schools. It was intended to reduce it when students that got suspended or put in special education. And so it raises that question about how often is a student being disruptive, and what can we do to make sure that the child has the needs met so that there's no longer a need for this child to disrupt the class. But you can also put in an assistant, right? You can have someone to assist this child to be able to do what's necessary. But on a larger scale, I do hope, if you think about the Divine Nine, NAACP, 100 Black Men, Black Women's Organizations, you think about all the different organizations that we have. Why don't we have these kind of mentor programs? Last question I would ask, well, maybe next to the last question. There is an election about to happen in a few weeks. There is a bus tour coming to New Jersey starting this week. Yeah, and if you know the name, and I'm probably going to mess the last name up, her name is Barbara Arnwine. And if you're familiar with this sister, she's a national treasure in our community. So she's bringing a 50-passenger bus to New Jersey. It's going to be housed in the New Brunswick, Piscataway area. They're going to go from Atlantic City to Camden to Willingboro to New Brunswick to Newark to East Orange to Patterson. And on the bus itself will be the NAACP, SEIU, different organizations that are involved in this process. And so the reason that I'm curious, how many of you are intending to drag Mikey Shore over the finish line? As opposed to, and I tell people all the time, this is an ABC election. Anybody but Ciccarelli.
Yeah.
And we could do it like the Jackson 5, ABC. Anybody but Ciccarelli. Because if we don't want troops in North, and East Orange, and Patterson, and Plainfield, then we cannot allow this Trump lightweight to get into the governor's seat. Right? And so yesterday, as I'm thinking about it, so last week was the 30th anniversary of the Main Man March. Phenomenal gift to have been there, to experience all these millions of brothers standing there in solidarity, saying, yes, we can, even before Barack said it. Then next year is the Million Woman March, right? Over 2 million sisters went to Philadelphia. And so we have done some phenomenal things in our past. The question is, what we're going to do in our present. And so while I'm not a Mikey Shore fan, so I was at a meeting over a month ago, and they said we have to grade on a curve for Mikey Shore to get an A. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. But I'm just
She's better than the alternative.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know how many of you, but I went to a whole lot of events with Braz when he was running for governor. I was all over. Were you at, bro? Oh, man. In fact, they just had a meeting in Jersey City last week. It was Raz, Charles Boyer, Ryan Haygood, Imam, and so that was the 4th one. They've done these black empowerment meetings all over the state. So they started in Trenton at Boyer's Church, then went to Long Branch, another church in Long Branch. They went to South Jersey, and then the one last week was in Jersey City. And so there are different elements, and I've been asking people all the time, how much conversations have between these different collection of people that are involved in this election effort, because to me, there's been suggestions made that we have a Black People's Convention next year, which we're surely going to need it regardless of who wins, because Murphy won with 94% of the Black vote, but only 1% of the state contracts go to Black-owned businesses. 1%. Are you all familiar with the African American Chamber of Commerce?
Yes.
I'm sure Gene is.
Yes.
And so they've had several meetings and they've discussed what takes place with the state contracting process. And we gave 94% of the vote to get 1% of the contracts. I mean, this is absolutely horrible. And so we're going to have to, rough Mikey up a little bit to make sure that we get better than this the next time. And so Charles Boyer, Raz, different people who are part of this Black empowerment, part of their goal is to make sure that we get enough Black folks out to drag Mikey over the finish line. And so I'm hoping that despite having to hold the nose and pull the lever, that we're going to encourage other people to get to the polls and make sure that we don't get this fool a Trump light here in New Jersey. And so for all the flaws that Murphy and Mikey may have, they're not going to green light troops coming in here. We just cannot. I was in Plainfield in '67 when the troops came to Plainfield. I saw the National Guard and tanks rolling from one side of town to the other side of town. And so I am not interested in seeing anything like that right now, at all. And so it's why it's important to me that we collectively make a decision about what our role is going to be, because it's up to us. We're the deciding factor. As Malcolm used to say, you can know who goes to the White House and who goes to the penthouse. I mean, to the outhouse. But any questions, sisters and brothers? I am grateful. Where's our gracious host? Our gracious host, Sandra. Can we show Sandra some love? That's been here, working doing all of this stuff, bringing us together. Rock this beautiful Harriet Tubman shirt. You know,
The Black Panther.
yes.
Okay.
No.
No, go ahead with your
first.
question.
No, you start.
No, well, thank you for coming and sharing. It's really wonderful. You see, it's sad to think that we're not gonna make it. Yeah. You see, it's gotten to the point where we just can't fake it. But for some ungodly reason, we just won't let it die. Yeah, I guess neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. Oh, oh Lord, I keep wondering. Wondering what I'm gonna do without you. And I guess you must be wondering that same thing too. So we go on together, living a lie. Yeah, because neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. Yeah. Every time I find the nerve to say I'm leaving, I'm not coming back. And all those memories, Lord knows all those memories, they get in my way. No, Lord knows it's only me. Lord, you know it's only me that I'm deceiving. And you see, when it comes to saying goodbye, that's the simple word that I cannot say. There can be no way, there can be no way this can have a happy ending. Out now, you see, sometimes we just go on hurting and pretending that everything is gonna be alright, and convincing ourselves to give it just one just one more try. Because neither one of us wants to be the first to say it. Neither one of us wants to be the first to say it. Neither one of us wants to be the first to say farewell, my love. Goodbye.
Amazing music, beautiful people, beautiful vibes. So glad I was invited, so glad I made it.
Absolutely. It was just a phenomenal event, just filled with love and family and great food as well. So thank you all.
You want this or this one? You want this piece here?
Now,
Now, did you get a plate? You want this one?
Yes, I did.
Oh, thank you. You wait?
You want to say goodnight?
Oh, good night. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I'm just so happy and pleased to be with my family. Everybody's family. Peace and blessings and joy. What you want back here? You want some chicken nuggets? Okay. You want me to put it in a cup? Harmony.